Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So I'm just going and getting some coffee started. It was early morning and we had been up late the night before. This was Sunday, June 29th, so I believe I'm going to be able to post this today, but we had stayed up the night before kind of late. It was my husband's 40th birthday party and we are going to be picking up the aftermath of that. I did try to clean up the night before, but you know, as I'm sure you know, not everything gets cleaned up. So there was still a big mess that I wanted to get. We did get like all the food stuff put away, most of the dishes done, but there were these dishes in the sink and dishes in the dishwasher. All of this I needed to put away. The counters were a little bit messy. Like I said the night before, that's like the towel we dried off Charlie. He went swimming as well. He had Charlie party too. And then Darren's out there. We had like the tent and the grill and tables and everything he was picking up outside. So I'm just going to go ahead and empty the dishwasher, and then we're going to put away some of these dishes and load the dishwasher. But anyways, I'm super excited because last week the cleaning company came to clean the dining room and got all of that lead dust out. And I now have access to all of my camera equipment. So I was able to film this video this morning with my camera, and I was just so happy to have it back. And also editing this video was so nice just to be able to have my MacBook and all of the equipment. So I was very happy. And I also wanted to just take a moment to thank you guys for all the love last week in the video that I posted. I hadn't been able to post for I think 3 weeks. I do try to weekly, but I've already explained why I wasn't able to. So I wasn't too sure my video would do very well or get any type of engagement because I wasn't too confident in the quality because of me having to film it on my iPhone and edit on iMovie on my iPhone. But you guys were just so kind and were, leaving comments and just very engaged in the video, and I really appreciate it. It's, YouTube is just very weird. Sometimes if you go a while without posting, it can mess up your algorithm and it can mess up your view count. And you really, if you want to keep your views and keep them a little higher and continue to grow, of course you have to be consistent, which I understand. But I was just nervous because I wasn't able to, and I wasn't sure how that video was going to do. So I was just so happy and grateful for you guys. I want you to know that I do appreciate it. And I also appreciate all of your patience. I know there are many other channels you probably watch and other people that you enjoy. I know there are a few people that I enjoy and a few videos that I watch, a few channels that I watch. But the fact that you even take the time, because there are so many on YouTube, and also there's just so much new types of content, more short form. I know a lot of people are leaning toward that nowadays. The fact that you even take the time to watch my video, especially when it's a little wonky because of the way it's filmed, really truly does mean a lot to me. So thank you guys so much. But I am just disinfecting the sink now. I did spray it with some bleach spray, and I did that also before I went to bed, but my husband was cleaning up too before he came to bed, and had put those dirty dishes in there that had been outside, and there was some seafood that had been in some of those dishes. So anyways, I wanted to get those dishes loaded up and then disinfect the sink. And I have been eating very well, but yesterday I did not. I gave myself a cheat day and I enjoyed all of the food. It was wonderful. I don't really drink too much. I did have a couple drinks, but it was really just me not eating well. And again, I enjoy it, and I think that's important occasionally. But I'm just showing you this plastic lid. I have the Hydro Jug, and I swear this makes it so that your drink will not stay as cold as it does in a Stanley cup or a Brewmate. I like the way this cup looks, but this is probably my least favorite. I mean, obviously I'm using it, so I do like it, but I don't think I'll ever buy a Hydro Jug again. Anyways, the day before I had like so many carbs and sugars and a little bit of alcohol, and I was like, okay, girl, let's drink lots of water today and kind of help, cleanse your body a little bit. So I was refilling on the water, and while I was in the fridge, I noticed the sweet tea was empty, so I'm going to go ahead and wash the jug, and we are also going to make some sweet tea. got that going, and I'm just showing you some of the boiled peanuts that are still in the crock pot going. I had it on warm from the day before. Those are the Cajun flavored. My husband and daughter love them. So I'm just going to leave those on. That way we can finish those up. And again, just continue to clean. We had all the seasoning out from the day before, and I'm just sanitizing these 2 containers because I believe that's what was used for the chicken. And I was upstairs when they were seasoning the chicken, and nobody's as like cautious as I am with poultry. Like, did they touch the chicken and then touch the spices? I don't know. I know that might sound a little dramatic for some, but my anxiety is like, just in case, let's sanitize it. So that's why I was wiping those bottles, those seasoning bottles. So we're just moving on to the next section of the counter. I'm just, again, cleaning up trash. If there were any extra paper plates, cups, napkins, I'm putting those in the dining room off to the side because we are also going to be celebrating 4th of July at our home. We haven't celebrated in a couple years here, and we usually go pretty big. When my husband goes and gets fireworks, we get lots of fireworks, and I didn't think that he was really going to want to because of his birthday is literally just a week before 4th of July, and we had a big celebration, and I didn't think in a week he would want to do another one, but he was inviting everybody last night. And he, even today, in his right mind, he still is wanting to do something for 4th of July. So I told him that's fine, but I'm not cooking. So we're just going to like cater some food from Sunny's Barbecue and kind of take it easy and not do anything too crazy. But anyways, it was nice. It was really nice to have everybody over, have family and friends, and just kind of let loose. We got a water slip and slide, like an inflatable one. No kids were allowed. It was an adult only party. And so that was for the adults. And my daughter suggested it because she's like, Mom, you're going to have like 40-year-old and up here. And the ones you usually get, you have to like climb up it to the very top and then slide down. And she's like, that hurts my knees after some time. So probably for you guys, you should get something where you can just like run and jump on it. And I did get that. We did get put off because the celebration, the party started at 4 and a thunderstorm came at 4. We're in the season in Florida where we have our afternoon thunderstorms. It's literally thunderstorming right now as I edit this. So for about 2 hours, maybe even till about 3 hours, we were not able to go on the slide. And then we ate. And so anyways, nobody was even able to go on until it was dark out, but we still did it. Like, my husband was out there, my daughter, close friend, everybody was out there going down that slide and having a good time. And it was lots of fun. It was a good time. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue to wipe the counters. I am using a disinfectant wipe just because of course I cleaned as I went yesterday, but food and all the other stuff, I wanted to make sure it was very clean in here. So we're just wiping everything down with a disinfectant wipe. I'm using this brand. It's True Living, but from, I think, Dollar Tree. And I'm just kidding, Dollar General. And it smells really good. It's a lavender scent. And I actually think instead of getting the normal like Clorox wipes, I want to buy these. Number one, they're more affordable, but really just because the smell, this scent for these wipes is amazing. It smells so fresh and clean. I'm also going to go ahead while I was cleaning. I wanted to run the Roborock with the mop portion to clean the house. I'm going to go ahead and mop later because it really did need it, but just to kind of give it like a basic mop and vacuum, I wanted to run that while I cleaned. So I'm also going to wipe this table off. We use this for kind of like a little mini bar, I guess you could say. We're going to get this cleaned up, rearrange some furniture back to the way it goes. Darren's going to help me, and we're just going to keep on cleaning.
grew up fast on the 4th of June. Said I loved you a little too soon. You just sat there and you laughed it off. Face got red as I drove off. You were patient and you kind. All those things that I am not. All those things I am not don't seem to bother you. You could have had anyone else you wanted to. Been through thick and thin, we've been through hell and back, going again. Stay fed, trying all kinds of food. The rain came down, I looked at you. You looked back at me and smiled, big as the moon. You are calm and you are quiet. All those things that I am not.
I also wanted to take a couple minutes to disinfect the toilet and then wash my hands and give the bathroom a new hand towel. I did clean the bathroom before everybody came yesterday, but of course, anytime we have company after they leave, I'm cleaning the toilet. I don't care if it's family, if you're not part of the household, if anybody uses the toilet, I just gotta clean it. So I'm gonna go ahead and disinfect that, and also around the floor I'll wash my hands, give the bathroom a new hand towel, and then we're gonna go outside to the porch and I'm gonna help clean up some things out there.
Time I played that show down the road, you waited on me while I gathered my gold. 2:30 in the morning, in the freezing cold. I'm selfish, you don't mind. All those things that I am not. All those things I'm not don't seem to bother you. You could have had anyone else you wanted to. Been through thick and thin, been through hell and back, going again. Ooh, and all those things I'm not don't seem to bother you. You could have had anyone else you wanted to. We've been through thick and thin. You were 1,000 miles away, dirty dishes in the sink, hustling so we could stay, yellow house down the street. Though I was off and alone, this house was always a home. This house was always a home. And when the mortgage got tough, bill collector come to call, you had to sell off your truck and build up another wall. Sometimes your heart was made of stone, but this house was always a home. This house was always a home.
We we are trying to prevent any more ear infections with Mr. Charlie. So while he was laying there, I had to clean his ears real quick. He doesn't really like it, but he deals with it. He was actually trying to get away from the Roborock. I feel like anytime I do this, the Roborock is out, but he was out in the water and the dirt and all that yesterday, so I wanted to clean his ears and dry them really well. And now I'm going to go ahead and mop. So usually y'all know I like to use, and I'm listening to some music. I don't think I'm allowed to say who that is on YouTube, but you guys know if you know, and it was good. I had it on the little speaker and I was just jamming out while I cleaned, but I am using some Pine Sol. I love the way Pine Sol smells. It just kind of takes me back to my childhood. And usually you guys know I like my steam mop. I did let the Roborock run in here with the mop portion like I mentioned earlier. However, I wanted to mop this area, like the kitchen and the area coming in from the porch, just this whole section. Give it kind of like an extra mop with the O-Cedar, just because this is where everybody was yesterday getting food, and we were coming in from the pool, and you know, you'll see in a second when I dump the water, it was even after the Roborock. And I started to mop in here and I'm like, wait, I'll save the bathroom for last, because if there's any pee on the floor, I don't want to drag it in here. So I stopped and then came back out here and finished, and then I'll go back into the bathroom.
This house was always a home. 1, 2, 1, 2. Time steady turning like a spinning wheel. I can't unfeel the way I feel. It's out of my hands, it's a done deal. There's nothing I can do about it now. Can't go back, I can't unglue what I did and didn't do. I can't unknow what I already knew. There's nothing I can do about it now. There's nothing I can do, nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do about it now. There's nothing I can do, nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do about it now. Nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do about it now.
And last on this day, I wanted to go ahead and get Darren's work clothes started. I usually split the load in half, so I'm just going to throw some laundry detergent in there and some OxiClean and get those started. And then we are going to do some school prep for my classroom. I told you guys in the last video, I'm just showing you, it's kind of got like a cozy vibe going on. That's going to be my theme. I'll show you when I'm done with my classroom, but I wouldn't say starting from scratch. I do have many things that I saved from when I stopped teaching a couple years ago, because I'm using a new theme. The other one I used for a few years, and I want to start fresh this year. So I'm having to like make the flip calendar and the birthday chart and the job chart and the cursive alphabet that you laminate all those things. I'm having to do those all from scratch. And if it looks like I have no clue what I'm doing with this cutter, it's because I didn't. This is a new one, so I was trying to figure it out. I got the hang of it quite quickly. It's pretty simple. Just a few things were different. That's why I seem like I look a little clueless, at least in my opinion. I looked a little clueless in those clips. Anyway, so we're getting this trimmed up to laminate, and then I'll cut it again. Now, you might wonder, why don't you just stick that whole piece of paper in the laminating sheet, like this whole thing right here, and then cut it out once it's been laminated and save yourself an extra step. However, I have learned through the years, if you have something like this, so these are part of my flip calendar I will hang on the board on a magnetic rod, so my hands will touch that a lot. I'm also going to be doing this to the job chart pieces. I'm also going to be cutting those and then laminating and then cutting again. And the reason you do that is because if you put it in as one whole sheet and then cut, it doesn't seal the edge of the laminate. Like on the edge of the paper, it's not sealed. Like you could almost take a thin piece of paper and wedge it between the two laminating sheets. However, if you cut it like I'm doing and then put it in the laminating sheets and then cut it again like I'm doing right now, there will be a seal around each individual piece, and so these pieces will last much longer. The lamination's not going to tear. Hopefully that makes sense. I promise there's a method to the madness, but that is why I'm cutting them and then laminating, and then I'm going to cut them again, just so I can get that seal. If it's something I'm really not going to touch too much, I don't worry about it. But again, because these were like calendar pieces, and you'll see in a few minutes the clothespins that I'm going to be using, the paper clothespins for the job chart. Obviously, I'm going to be moving those around a lot. I wanted to make sure they were sealed very well. So I do have 2 laminators now. I just bought this second one. The other one I've had since I started teaching, and it works great. It just, the back part of it falls sometimes and collapses, and I would really like to have one for our home office. I do use it sometimes, and also have one for school. So I went ahead and purchased a second one, and this was amazing because as I'm laminating all this stuff, I'm able to do 2 sheets at a time, so it made it go by a lot quicker.
Sometimes a boy knows a thing or two. He ain't got the sense to hide. There's the thing about just spitting truth. 'Cause the truth ain't always right. Oh baby, I won't forget. Every word you said, every word you said, before you walk down that road, headed where only God knows to. Well, I'll never forget you. Sometimes a man needs to clear his head of the water in his eyes. 'Cause I've learned by now that a man can drown if he's too damn proud.
I got a lot done as far as the school stuff goes. I have really hit the ground running. Today is Sunday, so tomorrow I have some important stuff for our business to take care of, and then I'm going to start working on more stuff for my classroom. I'm going to try to do a little bit each day. That way, when it's time to actually go back, I'm not trying to rush and make all of this stuff. That can be very overwhelming and stressful. It's always overwhelming and stressful when you go back before school, but if you have a lot of stuff and you're setting up a new classroom, it's even more stressful. So I'm trying to make it as easy as I can on myself and do as much prep as I can outside of the classroom. So I'm really looking forward to going back, though I'm going in cautiously because I did get really bad burnout last time. Like, I was miserable, obviously, that's why I left, but I'm trying to do things different and be a little smarter this time. And, you know, I feel mentally and emotionally I'm also in a better place. So anyways, I think it's going to be really good for me, but I just can't take this being at home. It's driving me bananas. So anyways, I will see you guys soon. Thank you guys so much for your support. Like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you are not, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, friends.
Better than that. Without